Okay, so yeah, just gonna have to say yes to the record. You can get Enzo to do it for you. These little murder mittens. And then entirely up to you, whether you lay down or whether you stay seated, but in a position where you can feel your bum. So in a position when you're aware that you can feel your bum on the floor. And then once you've found a position and a place for your body that just feels a little bit more restful, just start to become aware of your bum. And with a very soft, very gentle exhale, you can just have a little squeeze in the muscles, a really, really gentle squeeze. And then as you inhale, just release them and soften. So as you exhale, it's just a very gentle squeeze, almost imperceptible. And then inhale as you let them go. And then just keep going with that, breathing and feeling your bum. And then make this one the last one. And you can go ahead and come onto hands and knees, ready for cat-cow. Oh. And as always in cat-cow, you want just a straightforward flex and extend and go for it. But if it feels a little bit more wild this morning, then you might want to inhabit a few different planes. Up to you. And as we move, just have a little check-in with upper body as well. So just make sure that hands are feeling all right. Make this one your last one. And then come into a neutral spine, neutral center. And then lift that right leg off the ground. And then those little circles. And it might be that you start really small. So it might be that you start really, really small and you just warm into it. Yes. Good. And then as those muscles just start to engage a little bit more, you might make those circles a little bit bigger. And what tends to happen is we tend to avoid taking the knee higher up than the hip. So if you can, just take a little bit of an extra moment when the knee is starting to be in line with the hip, just have a little higher up and then take it into the circle. So you're getting that extension. And I know that's tough. Yep. Good. And as you move, just try and keep the hips fairly level. So rather than kind of moving side to side, almost try and keep the whole rest of your body, yeah. So you're really isolating what's doing the work. Really good. Last one. And then knee down, take the weight off. Your choice of hand press, of hand massage, of hand shake. And then once again, those hands pop back down. And we do the same on the other leg. I need to blow my nose. Oh. Lovely. Oh, I haven't got my light on as well. Do that. You might notice that one leg feels easier than the other. One leg feels a bit, maybe a bit stickier. Good. And then for this last circle, just slow it down a little bit so you can really get a sense of where in the circle you're happy to go and where you feel a little bit more reticent. And then pop that knee down. And we're going to come up to stand. So however suits you to come up, you might rock back into a low kneel and then come up to a lunge and then all the way up. Flex. Good. And then all we're going to do is from standing. I need to adjust my mirror down now. I'll be here. From standing, all we're going to do is press down through one foot. So we're going to push down through the right foot as we exhale. And then inhale, let it rebound up. Exhale, push down through the left foot. And then inhale, let it rebound. Exhale through the right foot. Inhale, let it rebound. And if you can, as you push down, focus more on the heel and the big toe of the foot that's pushing. And then let it rebound. Do it once more on each side. And then once again, push down through that right foot. Lift the left knee just to a comfortable height. Just to a comfortable height, doesn't need to be fancy smashy. Good. And then with it lifted, just really push down through that standing foot. So with it lifted, really push down through the standing foot. Yes, yes. Keep pressing down through the standing foot. You should feel your hips and your glute really switch on to keep you balanced. And then land and lower that left foot. Re-establish where you are. And then same thing, other side. So you lift the right knee just to a comfortable level. And our focus is entirely on the standing foot. So we push down through that foot. Really good. Look at that balance. And then we pop that foot down. Come on over, downward facing dog. Just move it. And we're down dog. Do whatever you need to do in a down dog. Whatever you need to do. Yay. As you inhale, start to look forward. And as you exhale, fly forward. Nice. From here, just our half salutes. Nice and simple. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, make it a good solid chair with the hips going back and towards the back of your mat. If you really want to reach down towards the back of your mat with your bum, push down through your feet, just like we've been doing all class, and take the arms up. And then exhale as the hands come into the center of the heart. Hello. Inhale, adjust your feet to whatever makes sense for you this morning. In your own time, take the arms up. And then sit the hips back, bend the knees, really good. A little bit, tiny bit slower. Nice tiny bit slower, Trish, tiny bit slower. Oh. At the bottom, have a little play. And then exhale, use the feet to come back up again. Push through the feet, really nice. Good. 2 more just the same. Exhale as we sit back. Feeling pelvic floor. And cool. In the thighs. Having a little pause and feeling into our feet. And then exhale all the way back. Last one. Inhale as we pause. And exhale, the weight goes back. And the knees, then down. Oh, I had a little cheat. Felt nice. At the bottom, just feel where the weight is in your foot. Are you even from left to right? No need to adjust it, but just notice. And then exhale, forward fold. Really nice. Inhale, flat back, same again. Rock the weight a little bit forward, so we've got a little hammer toes. pillow. And then exhale, rock the weight back. Feel the weight go through your heels. Inhale, push through the feet to come all the way up, side deeply. And then exhale, hands into the heart center. Inhale, adjust the feet, it comes up. And then exhale, hips go back, knees bend. Once again, where are your feet? What can you feel? Exhale, push to lift. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale all the way back. When you come down into your feet, just notice what you can feel. 5 different types of sensory receptors in your skin of your feet. 5. That's crazy. And exhale all the way up. I can't remember how many we've done, so we'll just do one more. And then exhale. Balasana. When we get down, just notice where the weight is. And then exhale, forward fold. And we'll just do 2 here because we've got some interesting flows to get through. So we'll continue with our little mini flow here. Come into chair. No, it's really lovely. From here, we're going to lift the arms up, straighten the legs, take the head up and the arms up. As we exhale, drop the hands in prayer, drop the hips back, as low a chair as you can muster. Inhale as we sweep up, and exhale as we go low. There's lots of blue going on today. I feel like Melanie and Gemini are all in blue. Really good. Good. And then I leave it up to you. You want to do 6 more. It's up to you whether you stay with the breath, so it's quite slow and controlled, or whether you go a little bit faster and just start to get some wind there. Up to you. I've lifted my heels, I don't know why, but you are welcome. But the main thing is that chair doesn't disintegrate. So that chair is still really strong. So keep the hips really back, Davina. So as you come back into your chair, the weight is well in the heels, pushing your butt to the chair, to the door rather, sorry. Good, we've got 3 more. I reckon you've got a bit more depth in that chair, Gem. Yes, you did. In that case, we've got 3 more because Gem's was just not deep enough. 3 more. Feels like you joking. Blame Gem. Elaine's looks perfect. Last one. And then forward fold when you're ready. I know it's going to be something funny, Elaine, don't worry. From here, come back into down facing dog and have a little pedal of those legs. Yeah, have a little pedal. Oh, multitasking. See, that's good, isn't it? When you can do things with your feet. Talented feet. And then from here, really staying focused with the hips and with the bum. We're going to lift the right leg all the way up to the sky. And then just take it about halfway down. Just halfway. And then real strong, kick it back up. And then lower it halfway. Exhale, strong kick. Good, really nice. Good, keep going here. Strong kick, Trish, really strong kick. Yes, use the muscles of your glutes. Hi, Bubba. Yeah, don't even think about being annoying. Last one. And then take it all the way up. Because we're going to come through underneath our body and into a weird low lunge. And I say weird because it's going to be really narrow. So that front foot and the back knee are going to be very close together. Oh man alive, don't be annoying, your foot is right there. Tuck the back toe, and if like me, only a couple of toes are tucked, give them a little wiggle so you've got a bit more traction. Just so. And then from here, push down to lift up, kind of in pyramid. Lean the weight back so that maybe that back heel comes onto the floor depending on calf and hamstring and Achilles. And then exhale as we flex forward. I'm going to get attacked, so please forgive me and forgive Merlin. Inhale, come back up. I can tell he's going to get grumpy with me. Yeah, I've got a claw ready. Exhale, bend the knee. Real slow to come back down. Good. And I know that front knee is forward, but even as it's forward, try and keep the weight back, if that makes sense. So try and push through that front heel to come up. So push, lift up. Really nice. Set the weight back so you're in pyramid legs, so both legs are straight, and then fold over. So we should be feeling that back, possibly even the front leg. Inhale as we draw it back up. Start to bend the knees. You can take hold of walls or whatever you've got around you. And then let's forget it. Just a downward dog. Good. Right, I might just give him a dreamy to get him out of the way while you do a chaturanga. So in your own time, chaturanga. Right. It's on there in the first place, didn't you? This dreamy's on there in the first place. Yes. Good. Once you've done your chaturanga, come into a downward facing dog. Yes, nice. I like that transition, Trish. And then as you inhale, look forward. And then exhale, you decide what movement wants to happen. Yep, whether it's lovely little pop. Nice, Melanie, really good. And at the top of your mat, you're just flexing forward. Looking at your incredible feet. Thinking, how are the 5 sensory nerves in the feet? And then exhale when you're ready, downward facing dog. Same thing, the other side. Inhale, it's a strong kick, not the worst kick, haven't it? It's a real strong, powerful kick, like someone's behind you and you're just really not happy. Take it back halfway, and then strong kick. It's that person's got to get out of your way. Good. I can feel Gemma's rage. Yes. Yes, really. I'm glad that image has worked for you. And then from here, we're going to take it underneath us. So bring it forward into that low weird lunge on the other side. And if you do need some wall or something to stabilize, you can go ahead. And again, we're short. So normally we'd be knee underneath ankle, or above ankle rather, but we're very short, so it makes sense for pyramid. Tuck that back toe, push down to lift up. Push down, front heel, back toe, lift up. Take the weight back. I'm going to come even shorter. And then exhale, flex forward, pyramid. Spine remains upright as opposed to flex. Yes, really nice. Inhale as we come back up to stand. We start to bend the knees, and with control, we drop down. If you can, push through that front heel the whole way so your glutes helps the descent. Have a little pause here. And then front heel, back toes, lift you back up. 2 straight legs, rock the weight back. And then exhale, pyramid. Inhale as we lift it back up. Really nice. And commit to that front heel again as we drop it all the way down with control. Front heel, front heel, front heel. Oh. Setting the hands down. The legs behind you, just an Ardha Mukha, downward facing. Inhale as we flow through to a plank. You might find, even though we haven't done that much shoulder stuff, just by working the glutes, you might find plank is easier. Your choice of back bend. Obviously, I'm going to be plank. Your choice of how you want to get out. And your speed of how you come into Ardha Mukha. Yep. So you come into down dog, have a little look forward. Decide what you want to happen. And then make it happen. Yes, love it. Right, I think I've placated the beast. From here into your forward fold, take a look at your right foot. As you exhale, come all the way back into a high lunge. And then we're just going to stay for a couple of breaths. If you want to stay really quite still and just breathe, you can. If it's more of a little kind of wiggle, maybe you're feeling into that back psoas, so the back leg maybe. One more breath. If you want to grab your blocks ready for a warrior 3, you can. So totally up to you. Either side of your front foot. They're ready. Or when you feel steady, start to come into a warrior 3. Okay, good. And if you can, try and level out the hips even just a slight bit. Really nice. And it might be that you come up a little bit higher than usual, maybe. Because what we're going to imagine is we can send the weight forward so our toes grip. And then we're going to imagine we can send the weight back so our heel pushes in. So we're like rocking our weight forward and back. That should really fire up your glute because your glute is going to really be very motivated to not let you fall over. Last one. And then push through the standing leg, Vriksasana tree pose. Ooh. Have a little sighing out and then just roll the shoulders. A little sigh and look. That's a lot. And then drop that foot down. Once again, we visit our mate. Okay, totally up to you. You can stay here, maybe have a little bit lower and a little bit higher, or as you come into chair, you take the arms by the ears. As you inhale, you lift the heels, and as you exhale, you lower. So your choice. You can either stay, right. You're looking good. Now, if this feels like, yeah, it's kind of, it's tough, but it's okay, then rather than leaning the weight forward like we've been practicing, imagine leaning the weight back. So you have to really engage through the calves and through the hamstrings to get yourself up, rather than leaning the weight forward. So imagine keeping the weight back and trying to get the heels up. It's almost like they're glued to the ground. Last one. Oh, and then stand all the way up. Thank goodness. Open up to the long edge of your mat. Turn the hips out. Sorry, turn the toes out. And then bend the knees, goddess. Yes. Really good. Good. Your choice of depth. Solid. And then just double check that the back is not rounded. So even though we've dropped down, the back is still in the neutral position. And then just for a second, have a check that the heels are still working. And then maybe a tiny little pulse up and down. If, like me, you've lost the control of the core, just see if you can find it. We might find pelvic floor for a second as well. Last couple, and then we get to warrior 2. Last couple. And then open it up, warrior 2. Oh! And then so, all right. Settle the arms in warrior 2, because we're going to come back into a strong balance in a minute. So just settle the arms. In a minute, we're going to come to that figure 4 balance, which we've been doing in our last flow. So we're going to come to the standing leg, that front foot. Whip over, ankle onto thigh. Now you saw that I had a little moment, didn't quite work out for me, so feel free to, yes, good. Nice. Once you're comfortable in the position, because I know it's weird, send the weight back like we've been doing and sit back. Oh. And then see if you can find the core just for a second. Oh, and then just let it go. Downward facing dog, that's a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot. And then however you want to let all of that go, whether it's some hops, whether it's some breaths, whether it's some cat-cow wiggles, just let it go. A move or a combination of moves that just allow that just to float away. A couple more breaths of whatever it is you're doing. A plank. A plank is getting craziness. It's a moving plank. Okay, fine, I forgive you. And then as you inhale, wherever you are, start to look forward. And as you exhale, forward fold. Good, and then we've got to do the same thing again the other side. From here, take a look as you inhale at that left foot. And as you exhale, send it back into that high lunge. It might be you want to grab your blocks ready for that quite challenging warrior 3, but that's up to you. And then we're just going to stay for a couple of breaths. Arms wherever you want. Last big breath. And then just start to look forward. Just start to pitch forward. And then pick up that back. Good. Only when you're steady. And you feel like you've got that control. Lovely. Start to take the weight forward so the toes are having to grip, and then send the weight back so the heel is pushing down. And then just do that a couple more times, rock forward and back. With or without blocks, with or without wall. It's a real challenge, not only for your muscle, but for your nervous system as well. Probably feeling a little bit less uncomfortable, and that's fine. Last one. And then just take it into a very steady Vriksasana. Your foot might even be on the floor. It might just be that the arch is lined up with the inside of your tibia. Have a little shoulder roll. And then pop that foot down just to check. All right, and you know if that tiptoe chair worked for you or if it didn't, then you choose. But if it worked, rather than taking the weight forward and then allowing the heels to float up, try and keep the weight as far back as you can and lifting the heels up. So it's a real different feeling. It's like a little war between where your weight is. And you'll notice the body starts to keep on trying to pitch you forward, which is fine, but just go, okay, thank you, but can you keep back? So you're working through hips, glutes, hamstrings, and even spine. And then pop the hands on the thighs to straighten you back up. Oh, goddess of destiny. So set the feet, they're wide, they're turned out. Then set the weight, like we've just been doing all class. Keep the weight back so the heels are really weighted. Then bend the knees. Check that they're in the same pathway. And then just check that the back hasn't flexed. And then there's little, what's happening, Melanie? There's little goddess pulses. Okay. Oh no, something happened with, oh, okay, go. Okay, yeah, go. Yeah, okay. I think that's probably something to do with Milo, probably. Good. I've forgotten what I'm worried about Milo now. I forgot where we are. Whichever way you did that warrior 2, just remember where you're on your left or your right foot. And if you're facing this, if your goddess is facing the same way as it was before, you probably need to switch it over so that you're on your warrior 2 on the other foot. And again, in your warrior 2, just let the arms settle. Have a little bit of a rest. And then start to look forward. Push strongly into that front foot so you can come into that figure 4 balance. I know that's not easy because I know it's not an easy transition. So don't worry if it's fruit lucha. Once you're there, sit a little bit back, sit a little bit deeper. Oh, last second, a little bit back, Even if you're not steady, and forget it. Down dog or whatever else is going to unwind what we've just done. Melanie, is everything all right? Okay. Was it Milo? Yeah. Little cutie. Oh. I had a dream that there were wild boar in my garden last night, and I was having to try and figure out how they got in. I was going, where is this hole this wild boar have come in from? I know. That is genuinely what I worry about. All right. Once you've let that balance go and you just allowed it just to pass, whether it was a great success or whether it was a little bit less so. And then when in your own time, come into a forward fold. Last little bit. Last little bit. We did start 5 minutes later, so we're definitely going to finish 5 minutes later. But I'll let you know when it's 1:15 and if you do need to go from your forward fold, just drop from it just for a second, just continuing to let everything that's happened just pass. And then walk back gently, slowly into a warrior two. Nice, gentle walk back into a warrior two. Oh, have a little sigh out. And then that right leg's on the move, it lifts all the way up. And it comes all the way through into that, once again, a low lunge. And this time it can be a nice spaced out lunge. Oh, it feels really lovely. Tuck the back toe, push down to lift up, high lunge. Yes, tilt the torso forward into galloping horse. Arms wherever you want. I'm just going to have them just for a second by my ears. And then using the feet, push down, open up warrior two. Ah. Inhale as you reverse. Arms straight if you can, only for a second. And then half moon when you're ready. Half moon when you're ready. This is another mean transition. From here, we're going to come to that little curtsy lunge. So from half moon, we're going to level out the hips. We're going to take that floaty leg across our body and land it onto the floor. It's probably off of our mat. Yep. Good, and just stay here for a second, just so you can feel what it feels like. From here, we're going to come into a chair. So this front knee potentially won't change. If you want, you can feel the front thigh. Oh, what's Elaine trying to tell me? It's like charade, yoga charades. Okay. And then chair. All right. Good. This is easier. We keep the right leg where it is. We send the left leg, first of all, behind. It just goes straight behind. And then it crosses our body over to the side. Really great. And then chair once again. Ah, once more. Take it all the way back. Really nice. Cross it over. And then chair. Sit in chair for a second and just have a little wiggle. And then forward fold, downward facing dog. Inhale as you come through to a plank. Good. Exhale onto your bellies. Inhale is your choice of back bend. And then exhale, let the back bend go. And then downward facing dog. Last chance on this side for hops, if you want to, or wiggles, or breath, or combo. Oh. Head and your neck, if you're having a wiggle. And then end up, land up. Uttanasana, forward fold. Big, deep exhale. Long, sweet inhale. Next exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Last bit, last bit. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, lunge. All right, if you do need to go, it is 1:15 now, so feel free if you need to go. About another minute here and then we'll rest. From here, tuck the back toes, steady both feet, so you can come up into that high lunge. Oh, so nice. Tilt the torso forward to come into galloping horse. Yes, front knee a little bit more bent, Davina, a tiny bit more bent. Yeah. Take the arms by the ear just for a second so we add load. Mia, are your Nan's arms straight? Just check how they're straight. Are they straight? Yeah, good. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, assistant. From our galloping horse, it's handy having that. Open up warrior 2. Good. I don't know why I've pitched myself forward. Whenever it is that you next inhale, open it up. Take it up, reverse warrior. Oh. And then spend as long here as you want, but at some point we come into half moon, so you choose. You choose. You can always shorten up your stance, don't forget as well, that just gives you a little bit more security. Really nice. From half moon, we control our hips, which is what we've been doing all class. So they're a little bit more square. And then that floating leg crosses our body as we bend the standing leg. And then we take it back into chair. Lovely. This left knee, we try and commit to keeping it in chair. And we send that right leg back first, and then across our body. Yes, push strongly into the front foot to take it back. Really great. Last one, send it back. Across. Back into chair. And then just a forward fold into a downward facing dog for your last chaturanga. Inhale as we float the body forward. Exhale as we bend the elbows. Oh, I tried to do one without the knees, could not. Inhale as we lift that back bend that suits you. Exhale. Your last hops, if that's what you fancy, or your last wiggle. Oh. Really nice. Good that it's a really steady, Jem. Good. Nice, Melanie. And then just find a spot on your mat that feels restful. Okay. And if you have disrobed, you might re-robe. So we keep that heat in. And then I'm going to turn myself on mute, and you've got 3 minutes to do with as you please. It might even be legs up the wall. We've done so much leg stuff. You might want to do a pigeon, which is a little bit more restful than figure 4. So it could be laying on your back, or it could be looking down in the mat. Or it could be none of the above, but either way. Come and get you in 3 minutes. Gently. Start to make little movements. And I hope that at some point today you find a little area, a little envelope of sunshine, and just sit in there and maybe have a 6 or 7 minute sit down or meditation and such. Now you can have a little roll over if you're not already set up. And then take your time, maybe have some lovely little yawnies. And once you find yourself in that upright position, adjust the shoulders and the head and the neck. Oof. Good. Gem's got everyone today. And then take the arms all the way up to that sun. And then just allow them to drop back down. Inhale as they come all the way up to the sun. And just allow them to drop back down to earth. Inhale as they go skyward. Maybe see if you can feel your palms before they meet. And then exhale into the heart center. Namaste. Right, we are 23 past. If you need to go, please go, because I've kept you way longer than normal. But well done. I know that is a really serious flow, so lots of elements to it. Hopefully, bum will be hurting tomorrow. And oh, I haven't pressed. Bugger. All right, let's go. Oh, oh.